Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This will be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below. And I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up, okay? And collective needs to know for their highest spirit. Okay, thank you. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, with the Seven of Swords here, collective, you could be maybe moving quickly regarding some kind of uncertainty. Maybe there's a situation that has you feeling like you can't trust it. This could be a living situation. I'm someone who could be living with someone. Maybe you're renting a room from someone, or it's a temporary situation until you get on your feet. But maybe you've received some kind of information and you just don't trust where you are, okay? Or this could be regarding employment. So I'm picking up right away. This could either be a housing situation or employment. Maybe you are hearing some kind of rumors or some kind of chatter about maybe changes that are coming on your job. Maybe you are hearing people speaking about possible layoffs, but this is just gossip. Nothing is etched in stone. This has not been conveyed to you from source or from from the divine, okay? Or from maybe your supervisor or HR. This is just chatter. This conversation could be taking place maybe in between employees during lunch break time or on the job throughout the day. Doesn't matter where you work at. So there could be a lot of rumors circulating. So Spirit is saying to be mindful of going into the energy of stinking thinking just off of face value. If you have not been contacted or received communication from the authority figures of your place of employment, there's no need for you to stay hyper focused and expect the worst. Just energetically speaking, when you choose to focus, on the negative so much, it's like constantly clicking on, a video titles, that may have a sequence of something in that title that you feel may trigger you, but you click on it anyway. We all have free will, but you click on it already knowing that, you're going to feel triggered. This is something that could possibly stress you or overwhelm you. You're just self-inflicting, a depletion of your energy, which can be avoided. So Spirit is saying that this chatter, these rumors, this is gossip. This is not anything that has been confirmed. And so they want you to be mindful of becoming overwhelmed, stressed out, or worrying about a situation that has not occurred yet. Source wants you to stay grateful for what you do have and make sure you're staying positive. And the only way to stay positive, especially when there's a lot of chatter going on, of naysayers and negative energy. And it doesn't mean that everyone is lying. Spirit is just saying that at this time, whomever you are, it has not been confirmed. So it doesn't make sense, and nor would it help you to show up to work constantly. And then I'm also picking up that you also leave work. And when you're on the phone, maybe a coworker or something may invite you over for drinks after work, or maybe you communicate over the phone, and it's about the job. There's a lot of chatter and constant gossip, kind of like Peyton's place, about the job. And so Spirit is saying you need to let work be work and home be home. But in order for you to maintain your well-being, collective, male or female, whomever you are, to not engage in the gossip. Nothing's been confirmed, and you need to make sure that you're able to go to work and have you some form of peace of mind. If it occurs, you need to trust and know that another opportunity will arrive for you, or you will end up finding employment somewhere else. But right now, I'm getting that you have not heard nothing from the authority figures at your employment that anyone is going to be laid off or that they're cutting anyone's hours. This is straight gossip, and it's coming from the employees within the work circle there, okay? Wow, that was a lot. Okay. And then I'm also picking up if there's a housing situation where someone could be temporarily maybe staying with someone just until they get on their feet. This place of living, whether you're renting a bedroom, whether you're living in their basement, sleeping on the couch, whatever your situation is, this situation was offered to you. This person heard you were going through something, but maybe you have heard gossip or chatter that this person is, I don't know, going to get set out of their home, or they're not paying the bills, or maybe you're paying them and they're not paying rent. This is kind of similar to another read that I did earlier, but this is another thing. Spirit is saying this has not been confirmed. This rumor has been coming past your ears for the past 3 months and it has not been confirmed. And if you are concerned about that, you need to have that conversation directly with the person whom you are living with, okay? Or if you know the landlord, with the with the landlord, if possible, if that is possible. If you're unable to communicate, or the person you living with don't want you communicating about that, but if you're concerned, you need to speak to the source or look into these matters directly. There's something about a bone carrier, someone just spreading gossip, and it's stirring up. There's a lot going on. There are a lot of changes within the economy. Changes are constantly happening inside, outside, and around us. And some things are in our control and some aren't. But Spirit is saying there's a need for everyone to stop allowing, the first speckle of a sound of something's going to occur to get you rattled, so rattled to where you become stressed out, overwhelmed, raising your blood pressure up, catching a headache, stressing, worrying, and constantly engaging in these hypothetical conversations and topics. Be mindful of this, okay? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, the gossip. Oh, the gossips. Yes. So we have the three of coins here. There are people who are gathering. This is in your workplace, or this person you're living with. You may find out that this is all a lie. You may actually, for someone, not for everyone, what I'm about to say, you may actually find out that this person that is helping you out and allowing you to live with them, you may find out this rumor is being spreaded purposely so that you can leave. There may be someone who could be jealous or wishing they could be where you are. That's for somebody. I hope I'm explaining that right. You may find out that this lie was told just to run you off. There could be someone who could be jealous that you're even there in that home, whether this is a relative of the person who owns that house or renting this house or apartment, whatever your situation is. This could be a relative, a spouse, a sibling, or someone who just doesn't have a liking for you. Collective, you'd be surprised. Let me tell you, there are a lot of there's a lot of infantile behavior. There are people who are running around unhealed and have a lot of things going on, a lot of ish that they are carrying around with them. And you'd be surprised and shocked of the reasons why people sit up and make up lies. And this read here, before I pull the next card, this reading, this message is clearly about someone spreading a rumor, lies, and gossip that is creating some form of anxiety. And it is unfortunate, it is unfair, and no, it's not right, but it happens. Clearly, that's what this is. Even if someone is going through a financial hardship and maybe they got half month's rent, nothing negative has came to pass. So Spirit is saying, why hyper focus on that? Expect a positive outcome and do what you can. That's all we can do every day of our life. So that's what this looks like. Wherever if you're someone living with someone temporarily, they're helping you out, there's nothing wrong with that. Someone is jealous that you're there. This could be a family member who could be looking saying, oh, that's not fair. You took the collective in, but you wouldn't let me live with you. This could be something. Remember 5 years, I asked you, could I stay with you for a couple months? And you said no. This could be something very childish and infantile and someone trying to stir up some trouble and create some friction. And it's not right because no one wants to worry about their employment. No one wants to worry about whether or not they'll have a place to stay. That's not funny. It's not funny to watch anyone get into any kind of situation like that. And that's what this is clearly. There's someone just deliberately sitting up, just spreading lies. because they are unhappy on the inside, even with this job, with this workplace. This is someone who shows up who is unhappy and miserable in their personal life. And so rather than addressing their personal issues, they're getting up, leaving their home on a daily, and they're looking for someone to project their negative energy onto. And this time, on your timeline, collective, it just so happens to be your place of employment, an unhappy, disgruntled employee who's just unhappy. And they need to swipe out and never return if they're that unhappy, because it has not came to pass. And with all that is going on in real life on social media, why would you spread a rumor like this? Why would you create something that has not happened? Okay. Yeah. The next card we have here is the Four of Coins. Yeah, why would you have people feeling like they have to grab their financial restraints and be mindful or, nervous or paranoid about how they spend their coin? I mean, you should always be responsible and prioritize when it comes to your finances, but why have people in that energy of anxiety, yeah, this person may be someone who has an addiction who can't hold on to money. And so, because they're full of anxiety, they want everyone else to feel what they are feeling. I share that also in another reading. Well, I share that quite often. We live in a world where people want you to feel what they are feeling, and it's unfortunate. Okay. And so, people will do lots of infantile behavior, childish, a lot of a lot of clown activity takes place because people want you to feel what they are feeling. Not everyone, but there are people out here who are like that, okay? But you're very strong with the Nine of Wands. This Nine of Wands energy represents that you have overcame a lot in your life, and you are someone who's very smart and strategic. You know how to persevere no matter what gets thrown in your way or any kind of curveball that life throws at you, collective. You are someone who's very smart and wise. You know how to persevere. You're very resourceful. Doesn't matter what your situation is, you have a plan, and you're sticking to it. If even if you're living with someone, that's just temporarily. That's just temporary. It's not a permanent situation. You could be someone as well as you're living there, but you're saving and planning to move and get your own eventually. But I'm picking up that there's someone who doesn't like that you're there, and you'd be very shocked who this is. Spirit is saying, okay. With the Queen of Cups, this is someone who feels like they need to be in control and be the center of attention. I'm picking up this could be a relative of this person, but there's no need for you to be upset or angry. Spirit is saying this is just a spiritual notification, okay? Energetically speaking, just letting you know what the energy is like that is floating around you. So there's nothing for you to be nervous about. I mean, unless you find an eviction notice on the door or in the mail or laying on the table or something, but everything is smooth and sailing, Spirit is saying, and that there is actually someone trying to just create friction. They don't like that you're there. This is a very different read. I pick up a lot of different energy, but this is very different. And this is someone that actually has their own place to live, but they don't like that you're there at their relative's house. This could be their sister. This could be a sibling of the person where you're living at. This could be a sibling, okay, a sister or a brother, or someone in the family that loves that is known for gossiping, for telling everyone's business, okay? They're just unhappy. Capricorn energy. We have the devil energy here. They're just unhappy, collective. So you can relax, continue to save your money. I'm picking up you have a plan. You've been saving your money. Continue doing that. And therefore, Spirit is saying if anything was to occur, you're covered anyway. So stick to your plan. You know who you are. And also keep it private that you're saving your money. Okay? Keep it private. Keep it to yourself. So yeah, with the devil energy popping up there, confirming, yeah, this person is just not in a happy space and place in their life. Mm-hmm. And so they are desiring to see someone else, in that tower energy. They want to see someone else distraught or upset or overwhelmed. This is someone who needs to heal themselves, and they're just not a loving person. They're just not a kind person. They're just not. I'm hearing habitual liar. This is someone who lies about a lot of things as well. They could have a reputation for this. People could know that they're a liar as well, but this is people within the family. Maybe you're not aware of this. You know who this person is. Maybe you've seen them. Maybe they come by. Their visits are short. Something Spirit is saying. That's for somebody. This person, when they come to visit, it's short. They're here and I got to go with their keys in their hand. Someone who carries their keys in their hand during the entire visit. That's for somebody. And so we have the Four of Wands here. So you will have your moment of having your own place and eventually being able to celebrate and be thankful that you have your own and you don't have to tolerate this person's relative. But it's not where the person that's head of the household. This is judgment coming from outside of the home because you get along well with this person. Okay, you could be someone, who doesn't have children. Maybe you're single. This person doesn't have children either. It's just you and them in this house or in this apartment. You go to work, you come home, you go in your room. That's for somebody. You get up, you take your shower, you go to work, you out the door. You stay to yourself. You're introverted. You're very quiet. You're very peaceful. You're introverted, but that's for a reason because you're trying to make sure you keep the peace because you're in someone else's household. Very smart. Very smart. Very smart. Very smart. Okay, now I'm here and picking up all the overtime that you can. I know that's right. Picking up all the overtime that you can. I don't see why not. And so we have, the Wheel of Fortune here. So yes, you're working hard towards changing things around for yourself. And so with the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Wands, this is confirming that you will be moving away from this situation and finding a place of your own to live in so that you can finally have a peace of mind and not have somebody just making up straight lies. This is just straight lies. This is just straight lies. Unbelievable. Wow. Yeah. Someone with the Two of Coins wanting you to be in balance, maybe wanting to provoke you as well or create some kind of confrontation. Okay. Because sometimes, people will do and say things to see if you're going to become, upset or can they trigger you or can they, provoke you into becoming upset or going in rage. But you're very to yourself. You're very peaceful. I see someone actually like take a shower, go to work, then you come home, take a shower, go to your room, that kind of energy. You could have your own small personal refrigerator in your room. That's for somebody. This is some different energy. You could have your own fridge in your room. You try to stay to yourself and stay out of the way. Hmm. Yeah, this person is the one who's in this energy of the Five of Coins. They feel like they are, disappointed. They feel left out and they're jealous of you being at their relative's home. Now, this could be something, if this is a sibling, this could be something from their childhood. Maybe this could be their older sibling. Maybe they never felt loved by their older brother or sister. And even though that they're grown, they have now, this person has carried this into their adulthood. Oh, wow. And they're expecting this person to cater to them with the Ace of Coins, but that is far from the truth, okay? This person is ambitious and prosperous on their own, as they should be, okay? And that's why they are in the position to offer you help because they don't mind. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say. They don't mind you there because of how you carry yourself. You mind your business. And so this person, I just mentioned earlier, this person, when they come to visit, their visit is very short, collective. And they also they have their keys like on their finger. You know how a person put a key ring on their finger and they'll play with the keys? Their visit is short for somebody, and they keep their keys on their hand, like swinging them and shaking them and moving them around. They become disturbed because every time they come over, you're gone or you're in your room or you're asleep, you're busy, you're always MIA, you're out of the way. And this pees this person off. It makes them mad. Like, I'm hoping I see the collective. They want to make eye contact with you. This is very childish energy. Oh my. This is so goofy. Oh my. They want to make eye contact. You know how you're in grade school and you roll your eyes and get a gooseneck? They're hoping you be sitting on the living room couch watching television so they can come in, change the channel, or walk in the kitchen and you walk past them and they can bump your shoulder. This is very childish. Or they can make eye contact, like I said, and roll their eyes at you. Or maybe they're having drinks one night and they want you to come and engage with them. And you're probably likely someone to find you something to do on your off days. Maybe you have friends or other people who you go, you entertain yourself privately. You don't mix your life with these people. You appreciate the place to stay. You're keeping it as that, but everything else is off limits. And the way you're doing this, Spirit is saying, keep it that way. Continue to be introverted while you're there. Continue to save your money and keep looking and keep these people. Have no conversation. This relative is mad because you never have conversation, and they can't trigger you. They can't provoke you. You're at work or in your room. I keep getting that. And I'm actually seeing that. Somebody come in like, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Then straight to your room you go. And you don't come out, and this person be out there swinging their keys. I don't have my keys on me. This person come out just swinging their keys, just I got something that sound like keys though. Wait a minute, collector. Well, this person you know, just shaking their keys and walking around. So what you doing later? You going to that, making light conversation, making noise with their keys, collective, hoping you come out the room, but you keep ignoring this person. Good job. Good job. Good job. You're very wise with the Hierophant here. See, that's how you stand in your leadership quality right there. That's how you stand in your power. So you must pick up, maybe you didn't know what it was exactly about this person, but you've been picking up like something ain't right. Why do they come over here? They in, they out, and they always swinging them keys and shaking them. They're trying to get your attention, and you're never around. So continue to keep the peace. Hmm. You may have heard this person speaking. You know how people, when a person, another way people will try to provoke you is they will talk loud so you can hear them. You may have heard this person speaking loudly on their phone or to another person. Yeah, if so and so don't pay the rent, they're going to get put out. That was spoken loudly so you can hear. They want to provoke conflict. It's all a lie. With the Four of Swords, you can rest and continue doing what you're doing. You're going to have a positive outcome, collective. Don't let that job worry you, if it's the job with the rumors or this living situation, because you're going to have a positive outcome. That just don't make no sense. Folks ain't got nothing to do. I have never picked up this kind of energy, but stuff like this happen. People just be unhappy and spreading lies and picking with folks and starting trouble or going to somebody else's home at that and bringing trouble. Wow. And creating stress and worry where it doesn't have to be. Yeah, this person had that conversation where you can hear them about, possibly their brother or sister having to move or find. That's to stir you up. They were waiting for you to say something. So every time they show up, so now it's confirmed, and they swinging them keys around. They trying to get your attention. Their visits are short because the visit isn't under pure intentions. Like if you're coming to see somebody, you're going to have a seat. I'm seeing this person just walk around, like walking the living room to the kitchen, and all while they're talking to their family member or their sibling, they're standing. They just won't sit down. So you can tell right there, their visit is not, they're not there to visit. They're there to start some ish, but things will be changing for the better. You can relax, with the Four of Swords out here. You will be provided for. Just stick to the plan that you have. Keep saving, keep looking, and keep staying out the way, because that's what you're doing, and it's making this person angry. And they're desiring for you to be in this energy of this tower, but it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. They're desiring to see you in that energy. They're going to self-inflict that tower onto themselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because there's a misappropriation of their own energy. When you are projecting unwarranted energy onto people, the universe will always give you whatever you give it. So, whatever you are dispersing on a daily, and this applies to all of us, the universe will always give that back to you. That's why it's always, it's a good thing to be mindful of the energy that you project, especially just making up lies. This person is just making up lies. Yeah, it's like a get even Steven for some past ish that they've been through with their sibling, which has nothing to do with you at all. This concludes the read. Later.